You blinked, and you might have missed one of the craziest crashes in Formula E history, right in Sao Paulo's Inhembi Sambadrome. Cancelled practice session, red flag. A Brazilian rookie making his debut. A car literally flying over another. And in the middle of the chaos, Jake Dennis kept his cool and left Brazil leading the championship. Before I break down everything that happened in this electric season opener, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with that friend who's obsessed with motorsport, because today's story is wild. Sao Paulo hosted Formula E again at the Inhembi Sambadrome, this time for the opening round of the 2025-26 season. We had a packed paddock, fan zones, simulators, DJ sets, official merch, kids' activities, the whole future of racing vibe that Formula E loves to push. Officially, the crowd didn't quite hit absolute maximum capacity in the grandstands, but visually it still felt big. Thousands of people lined up along that famous Samba Straight to watch fully electric cars echo through a place usually reserved for Carnival. The weekend, though, started on a weird note. The first free practice session was cancelled, which cooled the mood a bit, but the race was more than ready to turn the volume back up. In qualifying, Jake Dennis put together the perfect lap, grabbed pole position, and still benefited from a penalty to Pascal Wehrlein to lock in P1 on the grid. For the Brazilian drivers, it was the opposite story. Felipe Drugovich hit the wall in quali, brought out a red flag, and his lap was done early. That meant starting all the way back in 17th. Lucas Di Grassi didn't have an easy time either, ending up in 19th. Lights out, and chaos kicks in immediately at the first chicane. The two Mahindra cars run into trouble. Nick de Vries and Eduardo Mortera get messy, and Dan Ticktum, who'd started second and looked like a podium threat, becomes one of the biggest disappointments of the afternoon by dropping out of contention early. Up at the front, the lead kept changing hands. Wehrlein, Mortera, Antonio Felix da Costa, Oliver Rowland, classic Formula E randomness with attack mode activations, energy saving, and the field constantly reshuffling every couple of laps. From the back of the grid, Drugovich had to switch straight into damage limitation turned hero mode. He managed his energy well, used attack mode at smart moments, and refused to get stuck in the midfield train. Little by little, he started slicing through the pack. By the second half of the race, you'd look at the timing tower and suddenly see his name up in 5th place. For a debut in a full Formula E season, carving from 17th into the top 5, that's a serious statement. Over at Lola Yamaha, things were way more tense. Di Grassi, super experienced and racing at home, was clearly not happy with the pace and with how the race was unfolding. After some wheel-to-wheel moments and defensive driving in the pack, he ended up colliding with Mortera in the closing stages. Both of them were out, and once again, Lucas failed to see the checkered flag in Sao Paulo. To make things worse, there was a lot of frustration on the radio and afterwards in the media. You could feel that gap between what he expects from himself and from the car, and what the package is actually delivering right now. But the most shocking moment of the afternoon came in the final laps. Under full course yellow, Spanish rookie Josep Martí misjudged the situation, hit the rear of the cars in front, and literally took off. His car launched over another, rolled and came apart in a terrifying crash that instantly silenced the whole place. Miraculously, he climbed out okay, and the other drivers involved were also fine, a huge testament to how safe these cars have become. Still, race control had no choice. Red flag, race stopped, and we were set up for a one-lap sprint to decide everything. On the restart, the order at the front had Rowland right in the fight, Nick Cassidy being super aggressive, Wehrlein still with a shot, and Jake Dennis with everything to lose. In that single-lap shootout, Dennis showed exactly why he's a champion. No panic, no overdriving, just precise defending and clean exits out of the key corners. He absorbed the pressure and crossed the line in first, winning in Brazil for the very first time and kicking off the 2025-26 season as championship leader. Drugovich, on track, finished in 5th, which would have been a dream debut result considering where he started. But then came the twist. Post-race, he was given a penalty for overtaking under yellow flags. 5 seconds added to his time, and that dropped him down to 12th in the final classification. Great pace, great comeback, but a very bitter final line in the results sheet. In the end, the Sao Paulo E-Prix had everything. canceled practice, a messy start, constant energy battles, crashes, yellow flags, a red flag, and a dramatic rollover that's going to be replayed for a long time in highlight reels. Jake Dennis leaves Sao Paulo on top. Andretti walks away with a win and a lot of confidence in their Brazilian rookie. In Formula, he sends a pretty strong message that this race belongs on the calendar for years to come. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Drugojic's penalty was fair or too harsh for a debut drive like that? And that Marti crash, pure driver error? Or just what happens when the whole field suddenly slows under yellow in a street-style layout? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading everything. If you enjoyed this kind of breakdown with a behind-the-scenes vibe, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your motorsport crew. The 2025-26 Formula E season is just getting started, and I'll be following every round with you. See you at the next E Prix. Later.